Tell me why the sky's blue. Tell me why this money is green. Now Lord, please, tell me why I do these things to make tea. Now yeah, let me. They kick me out of church, cause I just don't listen. Always fall asleep when the preacher is preaching. Not my fault, I do love God, but on Saturday nights I be all
Oh yeah, we're back, baby. Happy New Year, happy 2024. Welcome back to the #1 podcast that helps you pass time. I'm your host, Puni Moore, and if you're new to this channel, please hit that like, subscribe, and share button. This podcast, as the listeners know, it helps you pass time. So whether you at home, cooking, doing laundry, or at the gym, working out, or even just cruising or driving on the way to work, tune in right here to whyuce. Will help you brighten up your day. So thank you all. Thank you all, and I'm excited. Today, we're going to be discussing how JBid, how he deals with the stock option, how he goes about the steps of what to do before he puts in a trade and how he goes about that. So it's pretty interesting. I think it's a good hour conversation that me and the Oos have. Updates. We have a good lineup coming up in the near future. So I can't wait to introduce and have a conversation with these people that I admire and helps me pass time. Updates right now, you can find all that at wefobz.io, wefobz.io, B as in boy. That's where you can find all the updates for WEFOBZ and whyuce podcast. Well, we're going to jump right to it, man. Whyuce? For real. Hey, you know what, man? I appreciate you jumping on. Oos, you are my first guest for 2024, man.
What? No way.
Yeah, We've been
the
busy.
honor and the privilege, right?
Yes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
All right, it's always a privilege to be on this podcast, especially Islanders, coconut head. So,
yeah.
What you guys are doing is awesome.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited about it because my whole goal for this year is to educate our youth, educate our future generation of the possibility instead of the regular that we were brought up. Because, when we were in our time, all we had was 3 or 4 options, right, Oos?
Right, yeah.
It was like, what was it? StarKist. I mean, working at the tuna factory. You either have a sports, right? Academic in sports, or you join the military, or you become a pastor and you go to either, if you're in the Lukaik, you go kind of on the phone. If you're in a Mormon, you go on this mission trip. And then if you're 7 days, you guys got the colleges in Fiji and out there all around America. So, every religion in Samoa had their own place to go to. So there wasn't not much option in the future for us. But yeah, man.
Don't forget about the scholarship. The high school, get a scholarship.
Mm-hmm.
Remember those times taking the SAT, especially, your wife who took the SAT to get these scholarship letters. That's like a proud thing back in Samoa. But hey, get a scholarship. Look at, that family. Man, they're going to be good. So, yeah. We didn't have much option back then.
You're right, though, right? It's like when somebody has a scholarship, it's kind of like when a person is getting drafted in the NBA or the NFL, wasn't it that kind of feeling? You know what I'm saying? Like we were very proud of their achievement, and this is just coming out of high school.
Exactly. Yeah, I remember my cousin had a scholarship. I think she was a valedictorian, if I can remember correctly.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, we throw like a big party for her. It's like a proud one of the family name and the family. So yeah, it's a big thing. And in the military, for those who get accepted right away, pass the SAT test, some of us, oh man, I can't wait to get in the military, get out of here. So once you pass that, I'm ready. I'm out of here. ready to go. So those are options that we have back in the island. So I can recall.
Our generation were like, I want to say, independent at an early age. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? It's kind of like as soon as you graduated on high school, we was gone, baby. I mean,
Yeah.
at least for me in my circle, I just remember us. We were just out of the house, out of mom and dad's house, and just figured it out, man.
Right.
I personally didn't have a scholarship because my whole intention,
Okay.
at that time was, I didn't really care about that. You know, at that time, remember we still had like Tupac, Biggie. We had the what was the Snoop Dogg and all of that West Coast influence and the East Coast influence.
Yeah.
So I ain't gonna front, man.
Exactly.
Bro, I ain't gonna front. I ain't gonna lie. The first few years after high school, I wanted to be a
Uh-huh.
gangster. I wanted to be.
Don't we all? Don't we all at that time, right? Don't we all? We all wanted like, okay, wear the nicest clothes, the shoes. So
Yeah,
we all
yeah,
want to
yeah.
be an OG.
Well, you know, I
So,
remember. All I remember was in Bango, because that's where you from. It was like the Crips, right? They
mhm.
represent the blue.
Yeah,
And then, like in
yeah.
Kafua and Uli, where I'm from, it's the red blood. Had no idea or education on it, but just because we've seen it on TV, and then of course you
Right.
got influence from family members that come from the state side. Little that
Exactly.
the ones that I met or been around with, yeah, man, it was about that life. And then when I came to when I eventually went to the U.S. Uh, I realized that that's not the life I wanted. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to live.
Right. Exactly.
It's okay. Being a gangbanger had less options than what we had in Samoa. You know what I'm saying? It's either you go to jail or you
Yeah.
die. I'm like, okay, I don't want none of that, man. So, anyways, man, I'm getting drifted out, bro. But anything new or old or just whatever?
I mean, I'm still learning, constantly learning related to the market, the stock market. As you know, I'm continually learning about cryptocurrencies. But as you know, Bitcoin is, I'm bullish on Bitcoin. Like we have the last two episodes, just talk about the technology will be here and it's going to be here for a while. And especially recently, I don't know if you heard last week, they just approved the ETFs. And a lot of people think like, oh, wow, get an approval, right? BlackRock, Fidelity, and all that. The price shot up to, I think it was almost like 50,000, and it came back down. But for Bitcoin, it's a long-term investment, and like we talked about the last episode, if you want to go check it out, and also the blockchain technology. So many people are moving in, or companies are start to utilize that platform. But other than that, as far as trading, maybe the next episode I'll share my favorite option strategy. Now, for my viewers out there, I'm not a financial advisor or anything. I'm just a researcher, like a coconut head, just like you, trying to make it.
Good. I look at it like, in the minute in church, when somebody has something good to share, they're going to get on the
Mhm,
pulpit and what do you call that? Testimony, So, in other words,
mhm,
it's kind of like JBid's testimony to us, the coconuts, and those that are still not understanding or have some kind of interest in Bitcoin. And this is our platform for us coconut heads to, JBid, just to let the viewers know, the listeners know, he's actually, how long you been doing this? That's my first question before you get into the nitty gritty. How long have you been trading?
Since 2020,
Since
when the
2020.
COVID came in, 2020, yes. When a friend of
Mhm.
mine approached me like, hey, I started to get into investing. Like, okay.
And then and you've been doing it like actually like you tried it with your own money and you've been being successful off of it. What are the plus? Can you tell us a plus and a negative side? Like
For trading and investing, it's all about knowledge. And sometimes the first thing we think about is, oh, you want to buy low and sell high. It's not that simple. If it's that simple, anybody can do it. It's like learning a language too. You're not going to learn it overnight. You will have to put the effort in and the time, like reading books and YouTubing and Googling and investing, Wikipedia, all that information that's out there. It just, you just need to spend the time and trying to get familiar with it. And it's a constant learning about the market, the stock market.
I guess my question is, JBid, what motivated you? Yes, I know that your friend told you about Bitcoin, but what made you continue to carry on? That light bulb that switched to where you're like, you know what, I'm going all in with this. You know what I'm saying, Oos?
Well, excellent question. So in 2020, I had an extra funds. I wanted to start a business, doing electrical contractor myself. But the thing I came to realize that it requires a lot of time and you have to deal with people and there's a lot of fees and everything. When I started looking to the stock market, two things that stood out for me. One, you're your own boss. And two, you don't have to deal with people. And second, it's a business. It's making money work for you. And it's not necessarily like what makes you a lot of money, like one day, like okay, put money in and you get rich tomorrow. No, it's a constant thing, just like a business. To make profits in a week, a monthly, and all of that. And then you have to document it down, like okay, I make how much in this week or this month, and then next week. Then the end of the year, you have to review and analyze your what do you call it, your finance, how much you put in, how much you invest, and how much you profit, and calculate your capital gain. So it's a business if you treat it that way. And the best thing is you don't have to deal with people, and you only work a few hours a week. So I like that versus managing people. And as you know, this new generation is different. The Gen Z or whatever you call it, they hard to deal with. If you hire them to get start a company, yeah, that's the thing that motivated me to do it and invest in. The second, what do you call it? Dave Ramsey, right? I'm not sponsored by him. A book I read almost 15 years ago talks about a regular paycheck doesn't make us wealthy. It's investing, whether you're real estate, stock market, and other things. Investing will help us to become wealthy. So yeah,
Okay,
that's it that I
that's
can think of.
no, that's good. So once you started to once you made a decision that this is what you're going to do, was give it a try. How long did it take for you to understand it? Did you get help from somebody? Did your friend help you out, or did you do what you said? Like you were doing your research by reading books, researching on YouTube, Googling. How did you go about it? Like now we're gonna get into it. Like how did you, from a beginner, like step by step? What was the baby step that JBid did to get to where you're at now? And
Well,
how
the
long? Go
first
ahead.
my friend. Okay, my friend, he started an account that was through TD Ameritrade. I was like, so how do you buy stocks? That's the question that uh, drives me. Okay, how do you go about this? So, oh, you have to start an account. It's like, what account? And he's like, go to TD Ameritrade, open up account, just like starting a bank account. Okay, great. So then he said, oh, you got to look at this stocks and look at this stock. Okay, so what I did is I was following his advice, but what happened is yeah, we did good sometimes, and then some of his advice, he's new too at this, and then we all like lose money.
So
So,
you guys were
but
both learning, you guys were taking the risk, but you
on
guys
a
were both learning on the
yes,
fly. Because in
learning on the
2000
fly.
and you said that was 2020,
20,
right? And that
2020,
was
yeah,
fairly new. Yeah, that is correct. Because I
yeah.
think Bitcoin came out whenever, but it was still within that new time frame. Yeah, that is correct. So, how long when you started before you seen a return? What? How long was that?
So
You know.
it took me a couple years, I would say. 2020, what is it? 20, yeah, I would say 2 years that I started to see some, steady profits.
Okay, so
And then
so
the
you
thing
are.
about
So, but you're saying this,
um,
it really is like a business because remember,
yes,
business 101 is, and normally you will see like an investment or a return an investment in 2 years. So, it's kind of
Yes.
going off of what you're saying. But if you don't mind me asking, can you give us, the listener, a ball figure of how much did you invest in it, within those 2 years? How much did you invest before you had a return? Like a ball figure, for
Well,
an example?
I started small,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
before I get to that, just going back to your other questions, I started to research. I like research. I like to read books. I have read, I think, like almost 7 books about the market, um, and then YouTubing and Googling and investing. Wikipedia is a good one. Then I start get into options, learn different strategies, and one of the best, option strategy that is out there that is free is Tasty Live. They have their own website. I know my sister took a course. I think you did.
Oh, the option
So
trade?
me, there's
Options, yeah.
option trade. So you told me you have to pay this, and you say check. My sister have took a course, but I'm a self-taught person, and I know you a self-taught person. So like music and everything. So it's just spending the time. That's all it is.
Yes.
Researching,
That's
do
why it took 2
Googling,
years.
and practice,
Okay.
practice, and keep going. And so, for example, TD Ameritrade, they have paper money. You can start with that too. Like you can use fake money to trade in the stock market, how they move.
Oh, yeah.
But
Practicing, yes.
yeah, to practice, yeah. And then what happened? It doesn't give you that. What's the word? They're emotionally involved. If
Yes.
you put a little bit money
Invested,
into it, then
because it's your real money.
invest it, then
Mhm.
get you going. Yeah, it gets you going. It drives you. And how I see it is, if you like playing video games, it's like beating a boss, and you're never going to beat this boss. This boss is too big, and you have to be relentless. Like, okay, all right, he beat me this time. Okay, how do you go about it? Okay, you got to go back to the basics: read, study, trade, practice. Okay, research. So you keep. It's like a challenge, and then I enjoy that challenge. And sometimes it's not as profitable in the first time, but it's starting to read as you start to learn and learn how to read the charts, and then start to use technical analysis, and then it started to get a little bit profits and start get the hang of it. But it's still learning. It's a learning process.
So, from what I gather, what you're saying is it's not that you started. The only reason why you seen a return of investment after 2 years, because within those 2 years you weren't really doing trades. You were doing it here and there, but you were doing more of
Right.
gaining the knowledge and
Study.
understanding, getting
Study.
educated
Yes.
through books.
Exactly.
And you said 7 books, and you read all 7 books from the beginning to the end?
Yes. So sometimes I read them, and then I what do you call it? Then I listen to it too. Like I go to work, I put my
Okay, the audio books. Okay.
in the audio books, and then sometimes I go home, then I start reading it. During that COVID time, we had a lot of time
Mhm.
to reading. So yeah,
Yeah, I'm
and
only
then
asking that.
YouTube.
I'm asking that because I want the listeners to know, especially us coconuts. Sometimes just because we're saying we're reading books here, it doesn't mean we're completing a book all in this, like we're that nerdy nerd, or where we read a book, we're
Right.
going to take us 2 days to read a book or a day. No, what JBid is doing is exactly what I've been doing and how I became involved in the podcast. I've downloaded a lot of audiobooks, and because of in my own niche, right? And
Right.
just listening to it, and then when I have time, I love reading it too, because and then putting it into action. Also doing the research by YouTubing and Googling. I think the older we get, just
Right.
the more we want to learn, right? The more knowledge we want to gain.
Yeah.
We become curious. But yeah,
Yeah. Exactly.
so go ahead.
Especially creative people, like I know you have a creative mind. A lot of us, we're all creative in a way, and we want to learn, continue to learn stuff, and I believe that in the stock market, there's a lot to learn in there, and then it's beneficial for for us and also for the family. And researching all the information is out there. I was listening to one individual, well, famous Michael Saylor. He talks about, like, nowadays we have the technology, And I thought about what he said. He said nowadays you can learn anything online.
That
Like
is
it's
correct.
almost like you don't need to go to a school. You can learn by looking at videos and practice, reading and all that. You just need the time to spend on it. I thought I agree with that.
Did he
So
also
yeah.
mention? Did he also mention you also need luck, a little luck too? Because a lot of the wealthy ones, it's one of them things. It's kind of like
Yeah, the
it's easy
timing, right?
for them. Yeah, it's timing. It's
Hmm.
I've come to a place to where JBid. I come to a place to where now I do listen. I hear them out, right? Any kind of
Uh-huh.
professional person that's in the field that I like or the interest that I like. I hear them out, but I come to a thing to where I'm like, I don't really believe in what they're saying. If that makes sense, I take
Yeah,
it as for knowledge, and then
yeah.
just do my own work, right, to figure it out.
Do research.
Hmm.
Yes. Do your own diligence. Yeah, and I agree with that. We all need to do, like, even right now, you're listening to us, do your research. It's like the problem with us humans, we're too lazy to do research.
Yep.
Even
So,
though it's going
anyways,
on head, right?
visualize this, listeners. It's been 2 years. JBid has did all his studies. Now, JBid is going to actually, for those that are watching on the video, JBid is going to go ahead. We're going to share some screen and work. He's going to walk us through how he does it. This is the basics, step by step, right? And then we'll see where we
Yeah.
stop at. Go ahead, brother.
Okay, so this is the basic. So the basic is for investing. When anybody have no knowledge of investing, what I do encourage them is do the research. But when you do the research, I will recommend the safest way to invest. And especially the young ones, like I wish somebody would tell me this when I was 20 years old, you know, and that is to invest in the stock market and especially the S&P 500 because all you have to do is invest in the S&P 500 and don't and forget about it. And then 20 to 30 to 40 years down the road, they have a statistic, I cannot find it, but we can look it up. It's like 90 to 95% guarantee you'll be profitable. So
Interesting.
isn't that what we want? So what I'll do is because I used to read the book of a great book, financial advisor Dave Ramsey. You heard of a Dave Ramsey?
Yes,
He
the
has
the
his own
Christian
channel.
radio. Yep, the financial that
Yeah,
talks
yeah,
about cash is king. Cash is king.
yeah. So I read his book like 15 years ago. There was another coconut head. He was really sharp, and when I was 2008, when the market went down, they told me, "Hey, come on, let's go to David, what do you call it,
Dave
Barnes and
Ramsey.
Nobles to read some, read some books, and I want to help you financially." And he's doing good. He's retired, doing options right now, and he's coconut head right now. He just do options right now and travel, and yeah, that's what he does right now. Um, so what I wanted to show you is a retirement calculator, but I wanted to speak to the younger one, the young coconut heads.
So we're talking
And what I
18
wanted
that
to,
just got out of high school, all the way to like 30.
yeah,
Let's go.
18, yes, so let's go. So what I'll do, I'll show a retirement calculator from Dave Ramsey website.
So this is again to
Okay.
the listeners. You just Google retirement calculator Ramsey. R A
Yes, Dave
M
Ramsey.
S
Right.
E Y. Go ahead, brother. I'm just speaking for the podcasters, the radio
Okay.
listeners, but you can carry on.
Yeah, so I wish I would have started when I was young. Like, so if you're like 20, 25 years of age, so on the top right here, this calculator, and this is built on, to utilize the S&P 500, the stock market. So what is the S&P 500? So S&P 500 is an American index fund of 500 best companies. And this index fund tracks the stock market. And all the stock markets in the world follow the American stock market. So when you think about 401k, people talked about 401k, this is what they use. In other words,
Hmm.
you don't have to utilize the 401k. I say get the 401k through the company, they'll match it, right? But
Yes, that's
if you
just
want to
automatic.
start your own, automatic. If you want to start your own 401k, just started with Chase, started with Fidelity, started with Charles Schwab, and all you have to do is open up accounts just like a bank and start investing in S&P 500. So what is the S&P 500? So what I'll take you to Yahoo's page, right? So S&P 500, it's a ticker
Hey,
name or
I'm
the ticker
J
abbreviation.
Bid. J Bid, I'm sorry.
Uh-huh.
Go back to the retirement calculator. Can you walk our
Okay.
listeners and our watchers through how you input? So it says right there,
Okay.
say for example, right, like you're gonna help out my son. You know, my son, he's about to graduate in 2 years. So say so for somebody like
Okay.
that, he just turned 18. So you entered
18.
the age. Yep. It's can an
Okay, let's
18-year-old
go.
invest
Okay, let's
if he was have a
18. Oh
job?
yeah. He can start right now. He can open up a Fidelity account and start contribute money to it. So 18, right? So let's
Mm-hmm.
give it like we start right now. He wants to retire. Let's 50, right? Let's try 50. That's young,
Yes.
right?
That's still
Okay,
young.
like
That's very young.
you're still young. 50.
Mm-hmm.
So how much money do you currently invest if you follow my arrow? Invest. Well, let's put zero for now, right?
Mm-hmm.
Let's
What
start
does
from
that
the
mean?
basic.
How much money do you
So
currently have in investment? Nothing. Well,
yeah,
yeah, we don't
like
have.
how much?
Yeah, because he's
Nothing.
18.
Yeah, we
That
don't
makes
have
sense.
anything.
Okay.
18. So now you go to the next question. How much will you contribute monthly? Well,
Okay.
this is a good one. I mean, a lot of times it's like, hey, we don't have any money, but come on. We spend what, $15 a day eating?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if you save a couple of those, we could come up with, I don't know, 25 to 50 a week.
So let's be realistic. If they can,
That's realistic. Yeah.
we're talking about monthly, right? We're talking about
Yeah.
monthly for an 18-year-old, and I'm only thinking about me when I was 18. I can barely hold
Okay.
anything. As soon as I get paid, it goes right to zero. Sometimes it goes to negative account. You know what I'm saying? Because of the lack.
Yeah.
This is just us, our generation. I'm not talking
Okay.
about our kids. They're a lot more understandable and know how to balance because they had money versus putting more.
Okay.
I never had a dime. Well, I did. I ain't gonna shortchange my parents. But I mean, the most I ever got was $5 in every other year. You know what I'm saying? So it's like
Well,
whatever.
that's in Samoa, though.
That's in
$5.
America. Those,
Oh,
I'm just saying,
okay.
like
Oh, wow. All
I'm just
right.
saying, yeah, Samoa. Yeah, but I'm just saying, not being taught, not being taught. That's us parents, and I want to say that our generation, because we're in our
Uh-huh.
40s, and our kids are all in high school and college, and we're already teaching them financial how to take how to hold money, how to invest, how to spend money,
Right.
and to be careful about
Yeah.
things, stuff like that. So I'm saying for my own son, if I can tell him to at least put $20 away, which is 4 weeks, so that's what that's $80. So let's say $80.
$80. Okay.
Mhm.
All right. Let's go $80. You want $80 or 100?
No,
Well,
for
let's
the
go 80. That's fine.
contribution, because that's still zero.
Contribution. Oh, okay. Zero. Oh, yeah, this is zero. So 80. All right. Let's go
Mm-hmm.
80. All right. So if you notice my arrow, you notice this is the return your investment would generate over time. Historically, the 30-year return of S&P 500 has been roughly 10 to 12. So every hedge funds out there agree 11% compound interest. So you have to look, every year compound. So
The
I'll
penny.
put 11.
Yep. And we'll
Yeah,
post that what he's talking about, the compound or not,
compound
listeners.
interest.
YouTube, Google
Mhm.
it, what we're talking about of that kind of calculation. Carry on.
Okay. All right. We'll calculate. All right. So this is what you come up when you're 50 years old. $80, 18 to 50 years old, you'll come up 281,428. So, I mean, to me, that's a lot of money, right?
That is really good investment if you're able to hold on to
Yeah.
$20 to make sure that you pay
Hold on, $20.
Yep.
Yeah. But let's move the age. Like if you that's
It's because it's
$20, right?
compound.
It's
Correct.
$20. Compound. Let's go 60, right? 60 is still young, right? Well, I don't know about our coconut heads, but 60, I mean, average, they think that's young.
Let's
Okay.
go 4 years. 4 years. Let me see 4 years, brother. Because my wife wants to
4
retire at
years?
54. Yeah.
54. Okay.
No,
All right.
54. Let's see the difference. I know it's still a significant difference.
All right.
Look at
400
that.
for
Boom.
almost a quarter million. Almost a quarter
Ooh,
million.
damn. If
All
you
you have
ever,
to do, just put $80 in the S&P 500. That's it, and forget it.
man,
If you're 18 years old. So
so,
let's play around with this number. Yeah. Let's play with 60 because I
mm-hmm.
want to. A lot of people are retired at 60. All right. Look at that. Almost a million.
um,
If you start
and
right
you know
now,
what?
it's
Let's
like
let's keep
60.
it real. Let's keep it
Let's keep
real.
it.
Let's keep it real.
Okay.
Not a lot of Samoans, according to data, has
Uh,
reached 60 because of obesity
okay.
and cancer. So 60 is pretty much
All
the
right.
comfortable age. So that's actually a good investment that you can leave your loved ones. I'm not saying knock on wood, because my mother,
Uh-huh.
she passed away at age
Yeah.
60. And if my mom was to invest
Wow.
that money, that's how much she would have left behind for us to care kids. Not that we needed it, but I'm just saying as an example. And of course, heck yeah. If I
Okay.
can tell you, yes,
Yeah.
man.
Okay. Yeah. So
That's a great idea. It's a good visualization
that's
of what I'm seeing here. I
yeah,
wish I was able to invest back then too, bro. Wow.
and that's what I'm just sharing this because I wish I would have known this when I was a younger age. I blow up my money, start working. But let's, for example, say just $100, $20 more, right? You get a job right now. Just put
Mhm.
100 a month, right? I know it's hard, but I think it's doable.
Of course, it's
So let me
doable, but
see.
time changes.
And the time changes, and it's 55. Can we use 55 for us, Samoans?
Yeah,
Like,
just
give or take.
realistic.
Yeah,
Yep.
realistic. Um, so
Look at that.
yeah,
Look at
six.
that.
That's a lot of money still,
That's a
though.
lot of money. You know
Yeah.
what? If you had
So,
that, if you had that money right now, JBid, 616,000.
right.
Like what would you do with this $616,000? What would you do with it right now if you was to have
So, man, I'm so glad you asked that question because with what I know now, so what I'll do, I will use options to trade this.
it?
So
Mhm.
to make it what a residual income, a paycheck.
Break
So
it down.
this
Break it.
money,
Break it down
you
for the coconuts. Because remember now, they're thinking like now. Where I'm thinking like, wait a minute, you gonna invest that whole 600? No, 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 baby. Go ahead. Break it down. Like how
no,
much money are we
I'll
gonna? Yeah. Go ahead.
okay. So we will talk about this in the next episode. My favorite option strategy,
Oh,
and
okay.
this
Okay. Yep.
option strategy is more safer than buy and hold stock. I'll share
All
that
right.
I
To be
call it the wheel,
continued.
but to be continued. And this option strategy, you'll generate income weekly and monthly. So
Okay.
it's like earning a paycheck,
All
but
right. So
you
we'll talk
need
about that.
capital. We need capital. Just
And
like, for example, if you have
what is capital?
200,000 or money, you need money. Like if you have 100,000, 200,000,
Okay.
and try to view that as your business,
Wow.
and you use that money to make money weekly or monthly. So you will make, you'll make money using 100,000, 200,000, and that's what we want to do. Don't you agree? It's like financial freedom
Oh
using
yes.
this option strategy. But I want to confuse the audience. I wanted to talk the basic first. If you have no knowledge of investing, this what most will encourage to start with S&P 500. Open up an account, just start putting money in there. And the reason why, should I go there further? Explaining the S&P 500, um, and with this
Yes.
calculator, like for
With
example,
the I hear what you're saying, and like I asked you what you were gonna do with the if you was to have 600,000 in your hand right now, listeners, he is
uh
saying he would invest not the whole 600. You, of course, how much would you use for spending of your own stuff, your family? How much would you take out of that, out of this 600? I'm just curious.
Oh, well, I would take half of this and use it to trade options to
Mm.
generate income.
So
But 300,
300,000
that's
300,000 would go to the investment, right? To continue
yeah.
to buy, and then the other 300,000 will be to you, to where you can purchase homes for another
Yeah, like
investment or for your family. You know what I'm saying?
uh yeah, maybe like for, I'm not the more I start to read about things, the more I start not to maybe investing in real estate.
Yes.
But I'm not the person. The more, yeah, we all used to be like this. I'm not knocking on anybody. We all used to love things. But the more
Mm.
I read, the more I realize
Save,
I don't need.
invest, invest,
Yeah,
invest.
save. I don't need a lot of material things. I don't know. I don't know how to explain that.
No,
Um,
no, it's
it's we can't buy a house, no problem. But that's a great investment, no problem.
hmm
But buying a car and things like that. I don't know. We all used to be like that. I used to be like used to have a super sport truck, 22 with low profiles, BMW and all that. But at this time, just reading about it, it's great. Yeah, it's great look, but it's just a feeling, right? Those things are just a feeling.
it's
Like look cool. Yeah.
yeah, the one thing that stood out to me when it came, because I always did really good with cars.
Hmm.
What I mean by that
Uh-huh.
is I'm able to hold a car for 10 plus years, like
Wow,
literally,
that's awesome.
because of the fact that I've always took what Akon said on one of the shows, and he said somebody told him, a business person told him, whatever you
Hmm.
make annually, just 16% of what you make annually should go towards a car. It's either Akon or Dave Ramsey told me that. I mean, mentioned that,
Mm.
and I stuck with that. So I used to calculate it myself, and I'm like, damn, I barely can afford what I really want. So I just always stuck with the car that I had. And when I wanted something nice, man, I'll just go rent it. You know what I'm saying? And just enjoy it
Yeah,
and
right.
realize I get tired of it. But anyways, I don't want to get so we're here with the enter your calculations. And then after this step, you say you go to the S&P 500. That's the next step.
Yeah, so I wanted to explain what's S&P 500.
Okay.
So for a lot of years, I was trying to figure out what the heck is the S&P 500. I know Dave Ramsey talks about it in his book. Once you have your 6 to a whole year savings for emergency fund, take care of your kids, finance, pay up the house, then invest in the S&P 500. So what is the S&P 500? Well, to keep it simple, start a Fidelity account, Chase account, and talk to them. You want to start investing on your own. So S&P 500, as I mentioned earlier, is an index fund of 500 best companies. So on this website, it's Yahoo Finance, and this is S&P 500. You can see it right here. Right now, it's 475. Now, if you look at the chart, let me see. So this is, let me use 5 years, right? You see my chart? Do you see my
Mm-hmm.
arrow? I
Yep.
don't know if you can track it.
It's all
Five
clear.
years.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 5 years right here. You see? It keeps
Yes.
going up. It keeps, like, I think this is the COVID 2020. Let
Yes.
me see. So, and yeah, so 2020, yeah, this is the COVID. You remember the crash
Yep.
2020? You see the year here? It, it dropped way down here. So people are panicking. Oh, I'm losing money. But as I mentioned earlier, long-term investment. If you want to buy here at 333, you notice the number on the side? And if you buy down here and you keep buying here every month, guess what?
It
You'll
goes
be
up.
profitable. You're still going up. So if you go max is 30 plus years. Look at this. It goes all the way back. S&P 500, it keeps going back up. It doesn't matter if it drops. As long as you buy, forget it. Because these are the 500 best companies of the whole world. I mean, United States companies are the beast. They are the one that all the world watches. And if you look at some of the top 100, top 10 companies S&P 500, here you go to holding, you go down. These are the top 10 companies. Can you see this?
Yes.
Apple, Microsoft, Amazon, Nvidia, Google, Meta, Google, Tesla, Berkshire Hathaway, that's Warren Buffett's company, and Chase, JP Morgan. But these are the top 10. They have other companies. So S&P 500 is an index. It's a basket of companies. So it's already diversified. You don't need to be diversified. You just buy this index. And how do you do that? Okay, it's real easy. You go to, say if you start your account, Fidelity, you look for ticker symbol SPY. That's what it is. SPY, you notice S&P 500 ETF. That's it. Just go there and it will show a buy button and buy it. And the good thing about S&P 500 in Fidelity, that's what I have. You can buy at $5, $10, $20, $80 a month, and keep doing it. Keep doing it, from now to 55 years old, and then you'll be wealthy. So that's the basic investing 101, right? 101 for us coconut heads. The key thing is start right now. Start young. I wish I would have started young, but anyways, it's not too late. And the other thing I wanted to share, I had this article right here. So you heard of Warren Buffett, right? The Oracle of Omaha.
Yep, and for those who do not know who Warren Buffett is, Google. And carry on, Bill. Carry on, Oos.
So Warren Buffett is the best investor in history of
even when he was a kid.
And even when he was a kid. So Intelligent Investor, that's a great book. He's in there. He talks about that book. They have so many books written about Warren Buffett. So Buffett in 2008, you see it right here. What he did is he challenged hedge funds, company that invest money, said he put down millions. Like, I have a bet, 10 years, try to beat the S&P 500. And then in this article, there's a lot of hedge funds. Okay, he bet on it like 10 years, try to beat S&P 500. So guess who won the bet? You have a guess? He did, yeah. Nobody beat the S&P 500 in 10 years. That 11%, nobody beat it. And these are supposedly professionals, traders.
Wow, that's interesting. That's good information.
So, and that's why I encourage, if you don't want to trade, you just don't want to deal with a headache, just invest right now to buy the S&P 500. What will happen is you will earn dividends, and these best, 500 companies is going to continue to go up. Yeah, there will be times that it goes down, but in the long run, you'll be profitable, 90 to 95%, wealthy, 20 to 30, 40 years from now.
Nice.
So that's one of the, things I wanted to share with our coconut heads and in your channel.
Man, I appreciate that, Uso. And you know what, to the listeners, if you're still not familiar, there are so many YouTubes tutorial of how to walk you through everything JBid just talked about. I remember doing that in, I want to say I did mine maybe 2017 is when I was doing the option trade. And how you were showing how the needle was going up, the chart was going up. Like I was doing that little one where you make quick money. But anyways, long story short is I didn't go far with it simply because the time zone. It was like this is in South Asia, so we were a day ahead, and by the time that the East Coast would what do you call that, where it opens and closes, because we had to keep track of that.
Yes.
I would have to do that like at 2 or 3 in the morning to keep up and keep track.
Yes.
Because like you said, there's a lot of data in it. And anyways, there's a lot of work, man. But it is, I like the example you showed for like new. I think this is a great thing for our future generation to help our youth even though that they don't even want to trade, I think us as a parents can help our kids by like, look, we're going to open this up for you, and all we're asking for you is to
Yes.
always put it in. Put in $20 every time you get paid, kind of like tithe, right? 10% goes to church
Yeah,
for those that tithe.
that's right.
But my question to you, JBid, with the investment, can a family do something like that, like open a 401k to where it's as a family, like just say for me and my siblings, right? Can us,
Yes.
our mom has passed away. Can we open one just for the family account to where,
Yeah.
how do you go about that? And what is that called?
Well, I mean, you guys can open an account. The thing is, you and your siblings have to talk about it. Like, okay, get together. Hey, uh, put it down in writing. Like, okay, you want to start an account, and
Well,
you
that's
can't
more,
withdraw.
that's a trust, right? It's more of a trust.
Yeah, the trust. Yes. Yeah. And then you can talk to your siblings. Hey, every month we need to contribute this certain amount of money, put it down in writing, and you cannot pull the money out, get two signatures to pull out the money. So in case one of, our family member going to run and try to take the money out. So just put it down in the trust. But you can open an account and have all your siblings, hey, contribute this amount to invest and just keep doing it. Yes. And the more you get the family involved in that type of trust to invest, the better it is, the faster it will grow.
Man, that's a good plan. Have you or your own significant family are doing something like that, like investing as a trust as a family, or just you and your wife, as an individual?
It's just me and my wife. I try to get, as you heard our conversation with my brother. He's all into real estate.
Mhm.
Sometimes my sister, yeah. But it's hard to get the family try to come together to do something like that. I mean, our family, but maybe your family, and that's possible. So
Hey,
other
once
families too can be.
I think once you hit that ball figure of 500,000 that we've seen, and you're able to, hey, look at this. This is how much I was able to get.
Right.
It's for the
Yeah,
benefit of the
exactly.
family. It's kind of like showcase. And yeah, man, JB, I had when you were showcasing. So we went over you showing like how you initiated, which is you do the calculations. Now, is that every time you're going? Because you say you trade every day, right? Monday through Friday, or Monday through
Uh,
Sunday?
Weekly, so a couple times a week. So
Okay,
I
but not
trade
every day.
options,
Mm-hmm.
not every day, because you know I set up my contracts that will expire weekly or 2 weeks or monthly. So yes, so and then I like it, I enjoy it, and I treat it as a business, and that's something I can talk about the next episode. My favorite strategy, and I would next time I'll share what the numbers are statistically speaking is safer than buying and own a stock. I mean, a lot of people think option is risky. Yes, I agree. But people forget, you know, we were talking about this a while back. Sometimes we have a narrow mind that when people say things, okay, yeah, I agree with them. We keep going to, but if you start to, open out and learn other stuff, it's like, okay, wait a minute. There's more strategy in options. It's not just one strategy. Yes, there are some risky ones and there are some safe ones. It's just learning different strategies and like, oh, this one is better for the long run. So yeah, there are some safe strategy and options out there. We can talk about it next time.
Yeah, that sounds good, brother, man. Again, I appreciate you
Mm-hmm.
coming on and sharing with our listeners and myself, how you go about your way of navigating through the world of trade. You heard it here at whyuce,
Yeah.
man. You heard it here at whyuce. What else do I have to say? There was something else I wanted to
Well,
share.
and just to let you know, because as you know, I'm living overseas, and this is contributing to our financial year. My options,
Mhm.
yeah. And when I first started, my wife disagree. Oh, you're gonna lose all our money, and all. But now it's like you start to see info. Oh, okay, yeah. You then started investing a little bit more and more. Like so, I manage our 401k. Well, not the IRA account and manage our investing account and manage my option account and my crypto account. So yes, that's what I'm doing right now. And
And were you able
for
to
my
pull some money out to like help you and your wife out, as you guys are living out of country? Did any of those
yes,
trade help you, within this past, what was it, 3 years now?
yes. So that's what it contributes to our spending money here. I like in currently I'm living in Thailand and I trade and then transfer money right away weekly to spend, to go spend money shopping, eating, and all that. So that's what I'm contributing to being here. So depending on the size in the account, I could do a lot more, but right now I'm just still learning. I'm using it to trade weekly to get more like a paycheck to spend money out here. So yes, absolutely, that's what I'm doing
Well,
to contribute to.
you making it sound like it's a regular thing, Oos, especially for a coconut, bro. You sounding very humble about it too, brother. Like, damn, you telling me that your trade has paid off to where you're able to like just receive as like almost like a regular paycheck. And the good thing about Thailand, you don't need a lot, right? $100 can go a lot
Yes,
in Thailand.
yes, I agree. Yes,
Hmm. That's
yeah, and
why.
then
Hmm.
I'm still trying to build up the account more and more, but at the same time, as you start to read about investing, you want to diversify more. Like if you have capitals, a lot of capitals that you wanted to put like some on cash. I also have some money on T-bills, treasury, you know, and then you have the stock market, the crypto, and then option. You can't go all in on option. That's what I'm trying to say. You have to leave some of the cash, leave some on here, you diversify. So my
Top
option, as I
heavy,
continue to
baby.
learn, as I continue to learn in the options, I found my niche of my strategy that I can just generate enough income. But maybe later down the future, I will increase the capital of that, depending how the future and how the profits and income will coming in.
With so many kind of stock and trade options, right? It's amazing how like money's out there, right? There's so many
Yeah,
ways to receive income, not just a regular what we do in our country where you got to go to your 9 to 5. I just want to thank you again for
there's.
taking the time out to, get on the
Oh, you're
podcast and
welcome.
share with the listeners, something. And, I'm excited. I'm always excited when you get on because I know you and I know that it's been working. I've seen it. You know what I'm saying? So it's
Yeah,
cool.
appreciate for having up. Like it's just time. It's I'm not better than anybody. It's just making time to do it, and everything is out there. You just got to put in the time and the work to
Hmm.
research and practice and all that. And related to that too, I know they have so many channels and YouTube. Like, oh yeah, you subscribe to my channel, pay for my course and all that. Okay, that decision is up to you, but I never pay for any course. I
Hmm.
just think I know it's a long process learning, but you can just buy maybe books, YouTube, Google. They're all out there. You just got to put in the time. And for education, there's a podcast of do you know Robert Kiyosaki,
Yes.
the author of Rich
Rich
Dad
man,
Poor?
poor man.
So
Yep.
right. So a
I
couple
mean,
months ago, he had a yeah,
go ahead.
and then I follow him, and then I was listening to one of his podcasts. I think last month or 2 months ago, and he was talking about the last time we talked about that education, right? These
Hmm.
things they don't teach in our education, and he touched on it. He said in 1940s when the Rockefeller got a hold of educational system, and they changed it to say like, okay, we need to teach this. We don't want people to become elite like us. And maybe next time I'll share that podcast because Robert Kiyosaki is a millionaire and he has books, and he mentioned that on his podcast that the elites don't teach this stuff to school. They just taught us like to go to school, get an education, get a degree, and go get a good job, and pay your taxes. But the good thing about the internet, people are starting to waking up, have all this information in their hands, and be able to help one another. So, which is good. I think it's good.
That's what's up, man. I appreciate it, bro. Yeah, with the whole Robert, what's his name? Yamasaki or
Kayasaki.
Kayasaki. The thing about the thing about like I said, the thing about these guys, right? Like I said, I enjoy their advice, but a lot of them that motivates, they already have wealth. They have it's like 10,000 or even 20,000 plus, right? We are coconuts that are not inherit any of that kind of wealth. So his word is not, and this is nothing against you. This is just my own take as for myself. Is like I used to be motivated, but I as time went by and my own trying out, tasting the waters, I realized that it's not for everybody. You get what I'm saying? Like it's not you're not going to be blessed automatically, and it's not guaranteed. Yeah. It's not even for everybody, to be quite honest with you. It's a luck. To me, it's a luck thing. You literally gotta. It's either you invested in something, and let's say the investment that you invested in just skyrockets.
Skyrocket, right?
Right? Yeah. That's a luck. That's like out of nowhere, right? And that's like with Robert Kiyosaki, when I see him and other guys, this other guy, Cadone or whatever his name is, that's on YouTube.
Yeah.
I hear them, everybody, and I'm not, it's like, dude, shut the hell up. I'm saying is, I just want to hear, I want to listen to somebody like you, like JBid. I want to listen to the people that's like starting from scratch, from nothing. You get what I'm saying? Like, so. Right. I didn't mean to bring that up to knock you off of who you like.
It's that, and that's why this episode is very, to me personally, crucial, because it's all about long term, right? You can't, a lot of people, I hate to say it, I want to get rich tomorrow, next week or not. No, yeah, there's some luck there, but it's all about long term. You can start investing now in the S&P 500, 20, 30 years from now, you'll be wealthy. It's no secret to it. You just got to do it. And you got to start now. That's the key to it. And then there are other options to invest, such as real estate or options and all that. So, yeah. And then sometimes luck comes in. But as the S&P 500, it's proven 90 to 95%. You start now. Just keep doing it. And if you are, they say 90 to 95%, but if you're 50% wrong, guess what? You still are profitable.
I enjoy this. Stay tuned. JBid, he might be able to come next week, but might not. But like I said before, JBid is a visitor that pops in, and when he pops in, he drops gems. So JBid, we'll probably expect you either way. We talked about it. It was like once a month and stuff, trying to break it down, or even whenever JBid's available. We're not going to, what I'll try to do is once me and JBid comes to an agreement to what's the next time he'll come. I think I will put like a teaser out there, like, hey, stay tuned, JBid episode, something like that, so that way our listeners can look forward to it. Anyways, we always throw out short clips anyways to let y'all know who's on the podcast, But yeah, man, listeners, my closing thoughts on this. Invest while you're young. If you have kids, think about your, what's that saying they always say? For generational wealth, right? We want to change the
generation,
right?
Yes.
We want to change it, and this is how us Islanders and anybody that's listening, tuning into our podcast, not just Islanders, for everybody in the world that's tuning into whyuce. Invest in your future, which is your children, because time flies by so fast. And I'm all about that. You know what I'm saying, JBid? Like I said, I have a college son. He's already investing, and he's reaching out
Very
to he'll
nice.
be reaching out to you once he started getting it down. And then I have a high school kid, which that's the plan, right? Jump right to it, right when he graduates, to invest in them, because 10-year flies
Nice.
by so fast, bro. You can attest to that.
So fast.
Yep.
So fast. Yeah. Time is short.
Even if $20 is too much, man, just do $5. At least start something, right? Invest, throw in $1, make it a dollar deal or $2, and see where that goes. It's a lot more than what we have in our bank account right now. I can tell you that. But yeah,
exactly.
Man, invest in your future. JBid, I want to thank you again for tuning in. And until next time, y'all, man, we're just going to go ahead and end it right here. And I'm your host, Punny Moore, with JBid. We out, baby.
Don't listen, always fall asleep when the preacher is preaching. Not my fault, I do love God, but on Saturday nights I be all up on COD. Trying to save the world with the homies. My KD rising with my homies. Playing 2K with my homies. Jumping on at it with the homies.